And away we go. It's the Automotive Edge Radio Show, helping you with all your automotive needs, whether you're buying, selling, trading, leasing, parts, service, or body shop. We are here to help. He's back. Week to week, day to day, minute to minute, second to second. Big wheel, Bo Carver.
I miss that. You used to do that all the time, but you don't do it anymore. You don't love me no more, I guess.
He don't love me.
And we are here this morning, live and in color. Beautiful day in the neighborhood in North Texas. Going to be a beautiful day today, beautiful weekend.
Yep.
And
yep.
We are hopefully.
You wouldn't know it's February.
Love it. It's my kind of winter.
Last couple of days, neighbors out in the walking around in shorts and T-shirts, and here we are in February.
It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
Wow. Birds are chirping, and
no doubt.
I just hate it because this time of year the crows come out and they fly down and tear up your trash.
They do?
I had to change the color of my trash bags.
So they wouldn't attack the trash?
If they're white trash bags, the crows eat it. If it's dark trash bags, they don't tear into them. Who'd have thought?
Sounds
right.
racist.
My neighbor told me, he goes, hey, if you change the color of your bags, they'll quit tearing it up. Because I would sit there like a little kid waiting on the mailman. Instead, I was waiting on the garbage man to set my stuff out where the crows couldn't get it.
That's crazy. That is it.
Who'd have thunk it?
Well, you know, it's. I guess they got their own thing they dial into and figure out what's going on. So
that's right.
Yeah.
Good morning to Miss Maddie Gomez, our fantastic, wonderful, wonderful producer. How are you this morning? Good, good, good. I got to hang out with your daddy yesterday.
Yeah.
You know, when he shaves and gets that high and tight haircut, he looks like a little kid.
He looks just like my middle brother.
Yeah, I mean, I told him, I said, you just knocked like 10 years off.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just look like a big kid sitting behind the desk, and got to go in there and hug his neck and have a little fun with him yesterday.
That's good.
Yeah.
He stubbed his toe, he's in pain. Yeah. He's been in the trenches with his head and toe.
Really?
Oh, yeah. He was trying to charge a Tesla the other day. And
leave it up to those Teslas.
He caught himself in the middle of his cranium, and there's a bump now.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I was like, do you have a concussion? He's like, maybe. And then he stubbed his toe in the bathtub trying to close the blinds, and now it's like green and purple.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
He's got a big head, so that's a lot.
He's got a big head.
Yeah, he got a big head. But I told him, man, I would cut my right leg off to have all that hair. I mean,
yeah, he still has a lot of hair.
He does.
And he still has a pretty good attitude.
He does.
He sure does.
Yep. The king of lectures. He was telling me how he was lecturing one of his managers yesterday, and I was dying laughing. You don't want a David Gomez lecture.
I get those once a week.
Was it long?
Well, he's so witty that when he gets into his lecture, you're just going to be
rolling.
You're done. I mean, you got nothing left when he's done lecturing you. Mm-hmm. Well, let's talk about what else he does. He's the general manager, managing partner of Highly Accurate Fort Worth, right there at 820 and Riverside. I was there yesterday, and your MDX, your RDX, your Integras, your TLX, everything is in stock. Lease programs are good. Inventory is good. Certified pre-owned is good. Plus, he's got some odd and end vehicles. He had a Q80 on his lot yesterday.
Really?
Hard loaded, 2018, only 50,000 miles. What a family carrier.
Wow.
I was showing that one to my nephew. But he's got the inventory, new pre-owned, certified pre-owned. And then, when you buy it, Dean and his guys back there in the service department knocking it out of the park. It's your full service Acura dealership. There's a way to buy a vehicle, then there's the Highly way. Go see David Gomez right there at 820 and Riverside. Or you can actually just start online at highlyaccurate.com. That's highlyaccurate.com. Ask for David Gomez. Let him know you were listening to the Automotive Edge radio show, and let him roll out the red carpet and help you out. And he sold a family a vehicle, and it was pretty cool because they took and donated a car for me.
Wow.
Their son-in-law bought I believe, an MDX. And instead of trading in the car, they went ahead and donated the car for me.
Wow. How about that?
So we got a single mom who's going to be enjoying a vehicle. And we just love the folks out there at Highly Accurate of Fort Worth. So start online at highlyaccurate.com and get your new Acura. I'm telling you, it's the best sport luxury product out there, I think. And enjoy it. And then tell David you want a lecture. Yeah, he's got a lot of information.
And tell him you want to go to his favorite barbecue place. He'll be happy to take you there real quick.
Yep. Good morning to Mr. Jai Gentman. We were just talking about you.
Yes.
The man, the myth, the legend. Coming up here April 20th, Connor's Car Show here in Kellertown Square. You want to be there. You know, there's over 600 cars, and what's great is the star of the show, Connor, who has Down syndrome. Ty has picked these charities, these hospitals that have helped with Ty, with Connor and others, and he gives them all the money, 100%. And you got the Keller Police Department out there donating their time, and all these great people all loving on Connor and Ty and his wife and everybody else. I mean, it's just a great day of fellowship and raising money for Down syndrome awareness, and he gets to divvy up the money. I think he writes like 4 different checks to 4 different charities, and it's wholesome. That's the best way I can say. It is one of the most wholesome days and fun-loving days that coming up. That's April 20th, Kellertown. Just go to connorscarshow.com, and there's all your details. So, anyway, good morning, Gerald Wade.
Yeah, he's listening to both the radio stations today and Facebook. But I've got something else to add to you also there, Mr. Gerald. For the first time, live and in color, I'm hoping. I haven't checked it yet, but we're on YouTube. So if you search Kurt Chase on YouTube, you should be able to see us. In fact, I may check that here in a minute and see what we get. But we are now going to be broadcasting on the Automotive Edge radio show, Shifting Gears, which is our sister Facebook page. And then we are now on YouTube, and just search Kurt Chase, and you'll see a microphone. Actually, if we're live, you'll see us live with us in front of the camera. But normally it'll be just like a little microphone, a cartoon microphone with a mouth. So we're going to be doing YouTube. Let me just check it out and see if we get it here.
Hey, good morning to my brother from another mother, Michael Pace. Hope you and Debbie are doing well. I haven't heard from him in a while. He's moving into a new home, and Mike's he's doing all the remodeling. That Pace family, they're about as handy of people as you'll ever want to know.
They do it all.
Yeah. Sure would like to see you and Debbie and say hello. Thanks for joining us. Oh, wait a minute here. The great Gary Coker. Great purple morning to the dynamic duo, my purple brother, Big Wheeled Bo, and what does it say?
I'm not reading that.
My best friend, Kurt Chase.
By the way, love the shirt. You're going to have to take a picture and send it to me.
Stuffing Boudin, come on up.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow. Man, Gary teasing us this morning.
Yeah, Mike, you got a new house. I got a new house. We need to get together and break bread at both and spend some time together. Miss you guys.
All right, I'm fixing to test, see if we're going to have YouTube.
And,
check that out, my brother.
There we go.
We're
going to get some, have some boudin with Gary.
Oh, man. Killing me.
You know he'll take care of us.
Killing me.
His best friend first of all. You get the leftovers.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Well, you know, that purple pride and brotherhood we have is turning a little different.
I wonder if everybody
shade.
got their stuff. I mailed everything out. I haven't heard.
Well, he said he got a shirt.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he says that he loves a shirt.
Oh, it says see more.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
So,
I didn't click on that.
Just make sure that you take a picture, send it to me, and we can put it on the website and on Facebook and all the places we'd like. And if you'd like one of the T-shirts, if you will email me at bocarver@hotmail.com. That's bocarver@hotmail.com. And I think I might be able to share that here in comments or something like banners.
Yeah, we'll get you out a T-shirt. We got short sleeve, long sleeve, And then I sent everybody some keychains and bottle openers, the new Automotive Edge products that we're getting in.
Black shirt or white
And
shirt?
so I'm
correct?
sitting there at the post office and I'm packaging everything up. And the lady goes, "Sir, what is that?" And I said, "It's T-shirts." And so here I bought the most expensive package to send them in. She goes, "You know those little bubble wrap envelopes there are free." I paid
1
$9
minute.
a cardboard box. I walked out there. I spent $100 sending
Just
everything
yeah.
out.
When you could done almost
And
for free.
the guy behind the counter was laughing. He goes, "We appreciate you supporting the post office."
Yeah, no doubt. They need all the help they can get.
And he goes, "Why did you tell him that?" And I'm sitting there, stuffing everything into cardboard boxes and taping it. And
That's
30 seconds.
anyway, it was good getting everything out to everybody. Well, hey, we got a great show for you today. I think it's a great show. Hopefully, both thinks it's a great show.
well, we'll find out. The jury will be out by the end of the show.
That's right. And got a whole lot of information coming up. And we got a new segment coming up. And we'll be talking about that here shortly. Let's take a quick break, introduce you to some great sponsors. Follow us on the YouTube page at Kurt Chase or the Automotive Edge or Shifting Gears. We got everything
My personal
going on
page,
today.
whatever you want to find us, we're there.
That's right. Quick break. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
And Facebook, thank you for being a part of our show today. You know that. Purple Haze is tuned in. And Gerald said, I finally reached it up, searched it up, and finally live on YouTube. There it is, baby. It's Kurt Chase right now. We're hoping to change the name, but if it doesn't, it's okay. We can just leave it that way if you
Well,
want.
I got the microphone changed. What
That
I did
looks
was
good.
I think there's this. I didn't hit the reset button. I did for the microphone. I don't think I did for the.
Yeah, because
obviously,
it's
I
a
did for
separate
that.
place to
Yeah.
change the name, and but it's okay. They're getting it. We keep advertising it and let them know if they want to check it out on YouTube. It's a nice added feature.
Yep.
Very happy about that. That we decided to do that.
You so technically advanced.
Isn't that
us.
why you hired me? Not for my good looks.
Oh, I hired you for your.
Oh, is that all
Yeah,
it
you
was?
bring that to the show. You make the show pretty.
Oh, I'm glad to hear that.
All the women love you.
Well, I love them.
Yeah, I know. I don't have any of the women say, "I love you." I love Bo. I love Bo. Even my wife. I love Bo. My goodness, great.
Well, you got to trade that out when you take my best friend from me.
Well,
So you win some and you lose some.
I get the guys, you get the women.
I'll take it.
All right. Have a great day, Gary Coker. Love you, buddy.
Yes. And
The purple brother from another mother.
yes, he is definitely that. We're going to bring something up in the 9 o'clock hour it was a little touching to us, but we'll talk about that here in a little bit. And we got a lot of people tuned in today. Thank y'all for that. I lost my little thing here on my microphone. I don't know where it went. You see it underneath here anywhere? I don't think it really matters. It kind of helps a little bit. So don't spit on the actual mic. These things, when they hit the floor, they just go, don't they?
Yeah. With my dogs, they might have.
They may have already gone. It might be part of their digestive system there.
Yeah. I'll check the poop outside.
Exactly.
Yeah, it was funny to hear the people on the news last night saying that the marathon had to change what they were doing because it's going to be hot outside. Now they're bringing out the Gatorade.
We're at New York?
No, in
here?
the Cowtown Marathon.
Oh, okay.
So they have the 5K, the 10K, then the super marathon.
And what's that?
I don't know. I get 20 miles.
That's crazy. Dude.
And
20 miles.
now they got all the water stations set up, and they weren't preparing for almost 80-degree weather in February.
Yeah, but that's not till later on this afternoon. They should be running.
No, it
these-
started first thing this morning.
Yeah, but it's fine. This morning's nice out
Yeah,
there.
it's a little chilly out there, but
That's what they need. You don't want it too cold, but I think it's be a great day to run.
yeah, they're firing off 3 different races. They
Not that I know a lot about running.
and hey, if you're out there at the Cowtown event, stop by your CBD store.
Are they out there doing their thing?
Yeah, Christy and everybody are all out there.
Cool. You think we could turn some more lights in here? That light from that door's kind of kicking in. But it's okay. They see us okay, I think. Let's just see how the lights hit in the door. It's coming in pretty bright, like it was at the.
Well, no, which? Oh, is
It's,
that?
yeah, it's the door.
Oh, it is the door.
It's kind of like it was last week at the Dodge dealership. We got whitewashed.
Well, I could actually put the sign over there.
You could do that.
That's no lie. Every cat.
That's a good song.
Blame it on the boogie. We're going to boogie today. 214-787-1190 is the number. That's 214-787-1190. Hey, my buddy Justin Crane over at Burleson Nissan, let me tell you, he has a Rogue event. And what does that mean? It means he's got a ton of Nissan Rogues, one of the hottest selling products in today's market. You're looking for a vehicle that has great resale value. You drive off the lot, you're doing good. It has low maintenance costs, which is great. It's a quality vehicle, one of the top residual vehicles out there. That's the way to go. The place, Burleson Nissan, 35 in Renfro Road. I told Justin we would be letting people know it is the Rogue Saturday, and this is the last weekend in February. So stop out there and see Justin Crane, 35 in Renfro Road. If you're looking for a small SUV, actually they're getting close to being mid-size. They're building them so big. Plus all their entire lineup. That's BurlesonNissan.com. Ask for Justin Crane, and here's the great thing. When you buy it, Justin's going to throw in 3 free years of maintenance. How do you like that? So all you got to do is make the payment, put gas in it, and then Justin's dealership, Burleson Nissan, is going to take care of the rest. Go to BurlesonNissan.com. Good morning, Miss Carol. And I'll let Johnny know that you said happy birthday. He said he was very touched. And, man, Carol's like a lady of the world now. Every time I turn around, she's going to Vegas and here and there, and she's just having a time of life right now. So good for you, Carol. She is. I guarantee you, she builds up a lot of frequent flyer miles.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, she is one traveling young
Maybe
lady.
we can get some deals from her.
Get some of her points.
Get some of her
Borrow
points.
some of her points.
Pass it over.
That's right. Here was something that I found absolutely fascinating when I sent out the survey. Is there anything ever on the Super Bowl that hits you to buy it? Or do you just dig the commercials?
Well, first of all, I didn't watch Super Bowl this year. I was done with all the nonsense. So, but to answer your question from past Super Bowls, no.
I mean, the Dorito girl didn't make you buy more Doritos?
If I'm not buying it already, it's not enticing me to go buy it.
Guess how much the 30-second ads were this year?
I think it was about $3 million.
$7 million.
Oh, boy.
$7 million
For
a
a minute.
30-second
30 seconds.
30 second.
Ugh. And then that's not on top of the production time to make the commercial.
Yeah, plus production. Oh, yeah.
And that's probably $20 million time they get a talent, like a star or a professional person.
You look at that Dunkin' Donuts where they had have you seen the Dunkin' Donuts commercial? They got Matt Damon, and then they got
I haven't seen that one.
Ben Affleck, and then Tom Brady's the DJ, and they got a couple other superstars, and then J-Lo's there, and they're coming in to pitch their rap song, and they're all in Dunkin' Donut warm-up suits. And, I mean, that is a star-studded Dunkin' Donut commercial. I can't imagine what they cost. They said the commercial probably cost $12-13 million. I mean, how many freaking donuts you got to sell to recoup?
Well, that's the whole thing. Who's ultimately going to pay for that?
Well,
like insurance, for example.
Well, let me help you with, the insurance is a different thing, but with the Dunkin' Donuts, there's thousands and thousands of Dunkin' Donuts. What they do is they put a advertising fee in their franchise. So when you're paying your franchise back, there's also advertising money in it that they accrue, throughout the deal. But still, I mean.
But for example, like the insurance, most of those insurance companies are run by independent agents.
Yeah, well, that's these insurance commercials I'm so sick to death of that State Farm You know, and it doesn't matter whether it's State Farm or Liberty Mutual or whatever. I love the commercials. I think the commercials are great, but that always has to go against the consumer. So they're paying all this money for all these accidents and all the claims and everything else. And then, like Capital One, they have all these people on there, and how many more people are subscribing to the bank because you have celebrities endorsing it? And you know what? When I call and talk to them and ask them, because there's some of the companies that I use, they won't tell me anything. I said, what has been your ROI, your return on investment, when you're putting all these commercials out, millions of dollars in commercials with all these stars? And the guy goes, you know what he told me? I don't understand the question.
Yeah, they understand the
The
question.
reason we advertise is so the advertisers will have an ROI, return on investment. And they can't answer that. You know why? Because people coming through the door, they're not saying, hey, welcome to Joe Bag of Donuts business. How did you find out about us? And they're monitoring it and have a CRM set up so you know how many people are coming in going,
Right.
hey, we saw your commercial, we saw the ad, whatever the case may be. You don't hear that. So, anyway, I don't get it. But there's never been now, when it comes to a new release or a new product, I get it. But there's never been a pizza commercial that made me order the pizza, or a Dunkin' Donut commercial where I run out and buy Dunkin' Donuts. Although I like Dunkin' Donuts, we got one down the street. But that has never influenced me with any of the product. I think it's just more for entertainment. It's got a lot of expensive
There's a
entertainment.
lot of money there for that. I can tell you that. But you know, if Will Sakala advertised on the Super Bowl, I'd probably go buy a big truck so I could have it fixed. And he's tuned in right now, saying, "Good morning, guys. It will be an icon of the day." And I sent him a photo of the size difference of a regular cruise ship and that icon. It's massive. It's huge.
So Lauren Swain said,
Ronnie, by the way, that's
said
his.
we're blurry.
Oh, we are blurry on the picture, you mean? Yeah, we got a lot of light behind us.
Okay, well, I'll have to block the light. So anyway, good morning to Will Sakala, definitely another brother from another mother. Him and his beautiful wife, Shelly, are bon voyage.
Yeah, going on that big old boat, man. It's unbelievable size difference than those other ships. It's crazy. I'll have to show you that. I got a picture of it.
Yep. So the owner of Big Will's Body Shop. You have that 3/4 ton or bigger. Ain't a better place. Big Will's Body Shop. And Will, I might have shot my mouth off the other day. I would just tell you, this guy has a Corvette, and he says, I really need to get this one thing fixed on the Corvette. And me and Ralph were both standing there. We went, call Will Sakala. And we went, oh, wait a minute. Will works on big trucks.
Yeah, well, maybe he could take one on the side.
Will just got through doing a repair on a Corvette, and it just popped out. So, Will, I apologize. The guy's going to be calling you. He's an oral surgeon about repairing his
Corvette.
I'm sorry, but anyway, just that just tells you that we're thinking about you all the time.
And anybody that has a big rig that's got an issue, they need to be thinking about him all the time.
Oh, look at that.
Well.
He called. We're going to take care of him.
Oh, there you go. Good deal.
I'm like,
well, good deal, Will. Thanks.
Yeah, we're at the CBD store, and there's this doctor there, and he says, here's Kurt Chase with the Automotive Edge radio show. We get to talking, and he goes, hey, do you know anybody? I've got this classic car, and I forgot what he said happened to the front end, and boy, me and Ralph both goes, yeah, call Wilson.
Just give me a
bam,
call.
There we go. So anyway, good for you, Will. I appreciate that. I'll try to retract sometimes controlling what I say to people when it's not a 3/4 ton or bigger. But love you and Shelly. Y'all have a great time. Be sure to send lots of pics. So anyway, a lot of car manufacturers balked from the Super Bowl this year.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there was 6 that were on last year that pulled out this year. And
so do you know the ones that were out?
So I talked to one of the marketing agencies, and he said there was a reason why they didn't. And he was kind of feeling the way you did, that they're kind of sick of all the
Nonsense.
nonsense. And he goes, you know what? Our company just can't believe, the millions they're spending on gambling. And so we decided we didn't want to be a part of that
Well, good for them.
and pulled out. And I went,
Good for
wow.
them.
And he said, so we told a bunch of people, hey, let's put the money elsewhere.
Good for them.
And I went, wow. So
Well,
that's the only product that I think actually sells that does really well. I don't know how many people, saw the girl walking in the place doing the Dorito commercial. The people, I remember when Cindy Crawford put the quarter in the deal and drank the Pepsi, and how many people turned that products. But the one thing was that they're intrigued more by the newer cars coming out, more so than the other products, beer commercials, the
gotcha.
Budweiser, the Clydesdale, and all that.
Well,
It didn't cause them to switch beer products, but car products seem to be the number one thing to look at.
Well, if they're interested in a vehicle, you're going to get your attention for sure if you're in that marketplace. I think people that are already sold on what type of beverage they drink,
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to sway them one way or the other.
Yeah, I don't think a Clydesdale kicking a field goal is going to get him to drink
No,
Budweiser.
I don't think that's going to run out. It might make me run out and bet whether he's going to make it or not, but I don't think it's going to make me switch on what beverage I'm going to drink.
Yep.
But that's, a
And
lot.
here again, Gronkowski kicked the field goal, and everybody bet all this money on it, and he missed it. And I'm like,
Well,
I need to quit gambling.
well, the thing
Shut all
about
that down.
well, I think it's going to ruin the sport.
I don't like
It's
it.
going to run the game. It's already people are already believing that it has that capability.
Let's go to break. 214-787-1190 is the number. That's 214-787-1190. If you got a question about where to go, who to see, what to do, call us or post it on the Automotive Edge Facebook page. We'll be right back. Here's another good friend of mine, Daryl McGrath.
Yes, Brother Daryl. He's
Brother
been out
Darryl.
there shooting hogs. He's
Yeah.
got a lot of breakfast foods coming up. Yes, we had a bunch of sponsors there.
Boy, look at
Daryl.
old Gerald Wade. I
Right.
remember Guide Point from the Automotive Edge. I do too. I still talk to Rand Mueller. He sold the company, but I still talk to Rand out there in Naples, Florida. I do. Boy, old Gerald, he is
He's on fire.
a loyal listener.
He's checking everything out. He's making sure we're doing what we're supposed to do.
That's right.
Yeah, we're on.
So, Will, what's the first thing you eat when you get on a boat? Or do you kind of got to get used to the motion and everything else so you don't get sick? Or is because Will doesn't drink, so I don't know if he just goes and grabs a hamburger and sits on the back of the boat and watches it pull out. Or
Here we are right there.
so when you're on the ship, did they have a captain's dinner? Did they have a formal night where you get dressed up?
Yeah, I never met him.
Did you have a formal night where you got dressed up?
We did.
You did.
Mm-hmm.
Did you wear a suit and tie?
I did. Well, I didn't wear
Or
a
sports
tie.
coat?
I dressed up pretty. He says ice cream. Oh, there you go. Good point. Yeah. Well,
Him and Forrest Gump.
last time I got on a boat, it took me a while to get on. Make sure you don't have any bullet hidden anywhere.
Yeah, Will knows how to travel.
I
I
he's
wanna-
scheduled to be with the captain. How about that?
Well.
Man,
Sir Will. That's what we're calling him now, Sir Will.
am I going to have to bow to him when he comes back?
Yeah, kiss his ring. Yeah, Sir Will.
We'll never know where you're moving.
I want to, he always, wherever he travels, he always finds cool watches. I didn't know they sold watches on a boat.
They show everything. Oh, they sell all kinds of stuff on the boat. It's like an area of the mall. Like if you went to the mall,
Because I like watches.
they have all kinds of stuff. Well, they have places where you can buy alcohol. You got clothing. You got all kinds of stuff. Oh yeah, he's talking about that picture I posted about the icon and the other boat. You got to see this. This thing is nuts, man. It's huge. He said he was on that boat last year.
Well, good morning, Risa.
Let's see if I can find it here.
Lori Brown, good morning to you.
Look at that. He said they were on that boat last year. Look at what they're getting on. That's
Good
the icon.
I don't know how that thing floats. That's what scares me. I don't know how
Yeah.
it floats.
I don't either, brother.
I mean, you got what? 100 tons of steel? How the heck is that thing staying above water?
That was the same boat they were on last year. That's why they jumped up to higher ground, baby. I don't even know how you're going to cover the size of that boat. I mean, it's insane. It's like a 747 against a Piper Cub.
I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't know either. It's pretty crazy, but it looks gorgeous.
What would happen if the Automotive Edge show came on WBAP and KLIF? Well, we don't know. We actually were with Cumulus. Haven't ever been with WBAP. And Cliff, Ed Wallace retired. I don't know what they're doing over there now. We just love you too, Risa. We had a great birthday. I had all 4 of my grandkids here, all 4 of my kiddos. My mom showed up, and we had a great time.
Oh, yeah. Don Cornelius says, love, peace, and soul.
Man, if that don't make you move and groove, nothing will. To get on board.
Get on board.
And if you keeps.
We have music going.
Oh, boy. Ain't a better song.
That's a great song.
214-787-1190 is the number. That's 214-787-1190.
And thanks for joining us here on the Automotive Edge radio show here on Talk Radio 1190, KFXR. We're here from 8 to 10 this morning. Then we shift gears. We go from 10 to noon on the other iHeartMedia Network station, 97.1 The Freak. Plus, you can follow us on Facebook at the Automotive Edge Facebook page or our Shifting Gears sister Facebook page. Or now, drum roll please, YouTube. You can follow us on YouTube. Search Kurt Chase, and it's Kurt Chase, and you'll see us there. It's brand new, so people may not be checking it out just yet, but go to it. It's also be archived like our Facebook pages are, and you're going to go back at any time and look at it, and then if you got to leave, you can go back and search again and finish watching it.
Joining us all the way from Irving on my Vica date, 1975, Cindy Green.
Beauclair.
Beauclair.
Thanks for joining us, Cindy.
There he is, silent dancing. Well, the reason being is Meta is complaining about the music. So saying that we're infringing by playing disco music. So,
well, it's copyright issues from the people that have it copyrighted through. They don't seem to understand that the radio station has rights to play this music, but they're claiming that we don't have the right to do it on Facebook. So it's one of those kind of things. And so to keep from getting shut down, we're trying to comply.
That's right. Hey, if you need some repairs done or you're getting ready to get on the road, it's amazing how fast these months are going. We're fixing to be done with February here in a week. And then graduation is about 3 months away. People are going to get road ready. Start your work today on your car at Driver's Edge Auto Repair. We're going to be at the new location next week over in Garland for their big grand opening. But go online because they take care of everything from tires to full maintenance, transmissions, overhauls, your basic oil changes, whatever you need. And here's the thing. For some people that say, you bring your car in and you go, wow, I can't afford it, they have financing available too. And if you pay it by a certain time, there's no interest. I mean, they want to make sure that you are road ready and taken care of. They don't winterize. They don't summerize. They only do the work needed at the time. You can find them online. There is numerous locations, and they keep opening them up. It's called mydriversedge.com. That's mydriversedge.com for a location nearest you. They've been a sponsor of this show now for 21 years. This is our 21st year on air. We just finished up 20 years, and they've been a great sponsor from us from day one, and we appreciate it. Plus, you got coupons on there, too, to download. When you spend so much money, you get to save you some money on it as well. Go to mydriversedge.com.
Should have Will pick you out a watch while he's there. He said he's got a scheduled time there with their watch manager the second day to see their collection. How about that? Man, he just such a stud.
He's a
He
stud.
knows everybody, and
Yeah, big baller.
you know, what a great life.
Yep.
It's awesome.
Well, you know, if they have an extra watch or something laying around,
yeah,
you can pick
you
me
know,
up
if
a
it's
watch.
something that looked kind of neat.
Yeah, I like different.
It is your birthday, right?
It is. Well, actually, Will and Ralph took me to dinner for my birthday,
How about that?
and we had.
Well, I did offer you to go
You
too.
did. You did. They surprised me, and I went to pick up the tab, and they bought dinner for me.
And Risa said, my birthday's coming up. Yes, it is, March 5th, which is here in about a week and a half.
Whose?
My birthday.
When's your birthday?
March 5th.
March 5th.
Mm-hmm.
My son's is coming up March 1st.
How about that?
And anyway, thanks so much for everybody tuning in. We love each and every one of you, and glad you take your Saturdays to hang out with me and the Big Babowski.
We're having a good time today, and I hope you guys are liking this new setup we've got going. And folk on the radio, if you'd like to check it out, where you can make comments, and we can see the comments. People, we can even share the comments.
Look at that. We got all these birthdays. We got Colton, then we have Shelly's, and then we have yours.
There it is.
We just need to have one big bash.
Yeah, and Will's wife's the 4th.
Yep.
How about that?
Do a potluck in the man cave.
We need it. Yeah, how about that? Get down there with the man cave and just have a big old bash of birthday stuff.
Yep.
Awesome.
Well, hey, there's a couple of things I want to clear the air on that's going on in the auto industry that a lot of people are concerned about, and that's pre-owned vehicles. The market is still absolutely fantastic. Now, they say that the used car market is down 7%, and so a lot of people are going, oh, my gosh, I just lost all that value. Well, let me help you. Since when the beginning of COVID, then with the factories and all the shutdown, pre-owned vehicles went up 30%. So I'm going to give you some simple math here. Pre-owned vehicles went up 30% during COVID because they weren't getting new vehicles. So everybody had to rely on selling used vehicles to pay the bills for the dealership. Okay? With that being said, if you take 7% from 30%, the pre-owned vehicles are still up 23%. So you're still making money. So all of these crazy things that are coming out saying, the used car market is dropping, it's falling off, that's such a misconception because they're not telling you that it's still up so high, like the stock market. It's up, and then even though it's down, you're still making money on your stocks, depending on what you have. Same thing with used cars. When it's up 30% and it comes down 7%, it's still up 23% over year. 23%. That's a lot of money. Now, when you look at your Corollas, your Civics, your Mazda 3s, your Chevy Malibus, your Honda Accords, your Toyota Camrys, all these sedans, you're not losing any money. They are gaining ground on resale value. I've got people calling me all the time. There was a gentleman the other day, and, Avalons, there's some cars out there that people say it's just for old folks. And they say it's Buicks and Avalons are for old folks. Well, I don't know if y'all, before they discontinued the Avalon and made it the Crown, drove an Avalon, but I loved it. It was my demo all the time. I loved that car when I was with Toyota. Those cars are bringing incredible money. The gentleman, he got online, he looked at it, and he goes, hey, could you get me $15,000 for my car? And so and I said, well, why do you only want $15,000? He said, well, that's what it's worth. I said, sir, your car's worth $20,000. He goes, get out of here. I went, okay, well, I'll tell you what, I'll buy it for $15,000, and then I'm going to go make $5,000. He goes, you're kidding, right? He called me the other day, and he was over at Freeman Toyota, and he was blown away. He goes, I couldn't believe that I was going to short sell my stuff. That's where people get in trouble, is that you go into the dealership, you get online, and you do math either too high or too low, and then you go to the dealership, and you either you wind up getting into a fight because you think your car's worth more than it is, or you lose a lot of money because you don't know what your car is worth. So he would have walked in and said, hey, I'd be happy with 15. The dealership would have been doing cartwheels. Okay, we'll give you 15 grand when the car's worth 20. And this was a nice low mileage car. It's what we call a no pick. There was nothing to pick apart on the car. It was absolute great condition, and it was worth $20,000. And he called me up and he goes, what do I owe you? I said, a handshake, hug, or a prayer. He goes, no, what do I owe you? I said, a handshake, hug, or a prayer. He goes, will you help me with $5,000? I said, actually, it was more than that because you picked up tax money too. And I said, go pay it forward. If you just made $5,000 above and beyond, go gift somebody. Go help somebody out. There's somebody out there that's having a really bad day or something's going on that you could take and hand them a $100 bill or pay for the people behind you or whatever the case may be. That's what you need to do. Go into a Walmart or a Target and watch. I've done that before. Kind of scan the register, and you see some people that you would assume that may need a little help or maybe not, and walk up and slide your card in there and pay for their stuff.
Yeah, y'all look for me when I'm in either. I think we got to take a break.
All right, let's go pay some bills. 214-787-1190. That's 214-787-1190. I apologize if I just coughed in the microphone. I've had this terrible cough for 3 weeks, and I'm slowly getting over it, so bear with me. I'm trying to move my microphone. But we're going to pay some bills, bring on some sponsors. Join us on the Automotive Edge Facebook page, YouTube under Kurt Chase, and a whole lot more coming up here on the Automotive Edge Radio Show. We'll be right back.
And thanks, everybody, for being a part of our show. It's always pushing the envelope. And then we get in trouble. The first person you're going to call is me.
That's right.
Bo, what'd you do?
That's right.
You got us in trouble.
You're my partner in crime.
I know. But I don't want to be the one that they have and put me in the hot seat for so long. Because I'm not good at that.
What do they call it? Facebook jail?
Facebook
Don't
jail.
want to go to Facebook
I'll be
jail.
in interrogation. I'll give it up too quick. They start putting the heat on. He did it. I'm sorry. Don't include. If you ever going to.
Well, actually, they can see on the video that I reached over.
Is that,
watch right there. There he is. There
I'll
he
make
did
sure
it.
I'll go to that spot and say, here it is. I didn't do it.
That's right.
Yeah. Well, they mute it too in some places. If they, sometimes they mute the sound. I mean, we've had that before. Although I've never noticed that. I've gone back and I think they mute it to some areas or some places. I don't know, but
Risa Morgan, your ex-husband. Who did you marry? I didn't even know Risa was married. Do you know Risa was married?
never knew that. Where do you see that at?
I bet she's got a poster of Harless Freeman in her house. I had Farrah Fawcett, and I had
Yes.
Raquel Welch, and a few others growing up. I bet she's got a poster of Harless Freeman in her house.
Oh. And both my ex-husbands. Wow.
Risa, what are you doing?
I didn't even know you were ever married once.
Oh, yeah, it does say both.
Well, congratulations to the granddaughters. Is the 10th and 11th. Wow. There you go.
You know what's weird is my wife of 30 years knows my ex-wife's birthday.
Wow.
I don't even know what it is.
I guess I just missed her by 5 days. She said both her husbands, like one's the 10th and one's the 11th. I'm going like, well, I just came out a little short, didn't I?
Now, how could somebody not be married to Risa?
Well, it'd be hard. I don't know how anybody would. I'm sure she's had millions of people knock on that door.
Oh, let me tell you. You know what? Risa wouldn't give me the time of day in school. She was one of those hot commodities in
Oh, yeah.
school. You know, she was a Vika, and her and Cindy. You know, and she got to strut her stuff down the hallway.
Oh, sure.
All the boys.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Risa and.
Yeah, I'm sure she had a list a mile long.
But I will tell you this: she has always been a great friend.
She's a jewel.
She is.
You know.
You know what? It
Wonderful
popped up
person.
in the history when she came over to OC Burger and
Oh, yeah.
surprised us and showed up.
It sure did.
So good
Well, I
seeing
knew
her.
she was coming. She let me know. So.
You know, it's really something. Going to Nimitz High School, I gained so many great friends that are still friends, even with the reputation me and my brothers had.
And we've got a lot of them that tune into the radio show, which is
Yeah.
nice. And we
Yep.
appreciate that y'all still care about him,
Yep.
that you passed the muster over these years.
I still have the picture. I showed you the picture of me and Cindy at the Vika.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's awesome.
Got her a corsage.
It's about time for a reunion, isn't it? Except we don't want to do it at this. That was a kick in the groin.
Well, I just need to set it up better.
Yeah.
Yeah, for $2,000, they should let us in.
And then all the times we were waving at people to come open the door for an hour.
There we go. 214-787-1190 is the number. That's 214-787-1190. This segment of the show is brought to you by Freeman Toyota, located on the affordable side of the Metroplex. They've got product. And if you want to make a deal on a pickup truck, let me tell you what, he is loaded up with Toyota Tundras. Even the TRD Off-Road Pro, got it. The only product that they're waiting to come in is the new Grand Highlander. It's the hottest thing in the marketplace. Everybody's trying to get one. And so those are pretty much order only. But your Camrys, your SEs, your LEs, your XLEs, your Corollas, your standard Highlander, your RAV4s, all of that product is ready to go, and Toyota is back in the leasing game. Then it comes down to where and who. For 9 years now, we've endorsed Freeman Toyota, 820 and 183. Going to see BJ Stankovic, and I've known BJ for over 20 years. He used to work with me, Jerry Patterson, new car director, and talk to them about taking care of your Toyota needs. And then when you buy it, Freeman Toyota is going to give you 2 free years of Toyota Care. They're going to do all the maintenance on your car for 2 whole years. You gas it up, you make your payment, make your scheduled appointments with Freeman, and let them do the rest. On the affordable side of the Metroplex and online 24/7 at freemantoyota.com. So anyway, I want to just jump back real quick. Used car market, get off the internet and quit reading all this stuff that people are talking about. There's too many people. You know, one thing that I noticed about the internet is too many people want to just put poo-poo on the internet. They just want to stink it up with negative.
Yeah.
And it's the news. The other day I was so bored that I sat there and I was putting marks down for every one of the negative segments, and it was 94% negative.
Well,
The weather was great, the sports were good, and the traffic was clear, and everything else was negative. And why that seems to be so important to put out negative news, I just don't wrap my brain around it. Why that you get on to any of the sites and it's just someone's having an affair and they're getting divorced and someone got murdered and this and that. I mean, it's just horrible. But there's so many great things going on in the world. And, you know, one guy told me, he said, you know, if you had a TV show that was positive, it would fail.
well, he might be
unless,
right.
Unless it's religious.
He,
I'm like, what a sad day to
he
make
might-
that comment.
he might be right, though, to be
Yeah,
honest with you.
yeah.
I mean, I think, but I think we've been conditioned to that over the years to where they have, what do you call it? Dangle that carrot when they go to break. Hey, when we come back, we got a special news for you, and it's always bad. So we've learned that
Yeah, but think
Follow
about it
that
growing
carrot.
up. That wasn't the deal. You remember Bobby Wygant?
no,
She recently passed away, 98 years old. She used to have, every time on Channel 5, she was interviewing somebody. And they were talking, they had all these different places that they were going and all the events that were going on. charities. There was so much good stuff. You know, the weatherman, he drew as he was talking.
Right.
And the news was so good. And then all of a sudden it just, I don't know what year it was, and I'm not going to research it to find out. It just, everything just kind of flipped.
Well, I think a lot of it is due to political correctness. And when
What does that mean?
that means that they're fearful sometimes to speak the truth on the news, so they look for things that are not going to be too touchy or cause somebody to be upset over something that might be truthful. But then it's also, we tend to want to follow something that's negative. I think that, and this is a fact, that a lot of people go to car races, they won't see the wrecks. They don't really care about the winner. I think that's what a lot of people do. Or they go to boxing matches, they want to see somebody knocked out. They don't care who wins. They just want to see that side. And I don't know why that side has come out in us, but I think that's kind of what's happening.
Well, I get that part. I mean, when you go to a boxing or MMA or whatever, but here's the thing. Even when I researched the auto industry,
Now, when you say good news,
it's the sky is falling.
well, it's always, that's what they create a lot because they want us, I guess, to be.
Supply chain is down and prices are falling and used car. I'm like, stop it. This is the most employed industry in the world is the auto industry. By far, it doubles medical. The auto industry doubles any industry in the world with employees. And that's a great thing. There's so many great things going on in the auto industry where that doesn't need to be a part of negative news.
Well, I agree with you, but unfortunately, that's what's happening. And
we're going to bring you some positive stuff, good stuff. That's what I'm talking about. We're going against the grain.
We are.
Coming up here on the Automotive Edge Radio Show.
10
Top
seconds.
of the hour. Don't go away. Quick break. We will be
Right back.
right back.
Hold on. Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of gurgly coming on the music, but anyway, we shouldn't have it anyway. I think I might need to put that little piece on that we do. This thing's driving me crazy not having.
You know, one of my buddies, he was saying, if you think about it, if it wasn't for the 700 Club and Sesame Street and, you know, all these different things, he said, and, you know, the only good thing on TV is that the old channel where you go back and you see all these great old shows that were good slapstick comedy.
Well, that's all I watch.
Or
I
you
mean,
watch the Hallmark Channel or
well, I have Roku or smart TV, and I watch what they offer back in the day. I watch Andy Griffith, Leave It to Beaver, that's what I watch. And then I'll watch.
You know, he said you made a point that on Happy Days you never saw Fonzie in a fight.
No, we just always acted like
Yeah.
nobody wanted to fight him, but there was never a fight.
Yeah.
He just had that mystique. I ain't touching that guy. Well, you were like that, didn't they? Weren't you in high school?
No.
Nobody wanted to touch you, did they?
Yeah.
What do you mean? They always wanted to tangle?
Yeah.
Is that because you wanted to tangle?
No, that's because I was a Chase brother.
Ah, kind of left.
Yeah, my brother Bobby and Larry
Set the tone.
Yeah. And it was funny. Vinny, my next oldest brother, everybody loved him. Nobody put a hand on Vinny. And then my brother Tommy, who was the ultimate athlete growing up in school, he was a great football player, unbelievable pitcher. He's one of the top pitchers in the state.
Wow.
Everybody loved him. And then there was me and Bobby and Larry. But I never went looking for a fight. It was like, hey, there's one of those chases, and it was like, put your dukes up. There was no,
That's
you
funny.
know, my dad used to always say, look, I know you boys are going to get into fights, but never throw the first punch. I was like, okay, yeah, let's hold off on that one.
That's funny.
And so, yeah, Mark McCormick. Now, there's a guy growing up, Mark McCormick, that you didn't mess with. He was like the Fonzie of growing up. Mark McCormick had this way about him.
And you see what he said?
You just didn't mess with him.
We seriously keep Andy Griffith on all the time. Mark, you're my brother from another mother. I have seen those episodes 1,000 times, and when I watch them again, it's like watching them all over. They're so heartwarming.
And there's another great guy, Ronnie Bentley, RD. There's a good guy right there. Always played center on the football team all the way through high school.
Cool.
Wasn't a troublemaker, wasn't a fighter. He'd steal your girlfriend in a heartbeat. He would. Ronnie was always that pretty boy growing up. He'd steal your girlfriend from you.
I've heard that before.
Yeah, and Ronnie, I've been on the phone every week with Alan talking to him. And I think we need to set up a weekend where you and I hook up and drive up there and break bread with Alpo and hang out a little bit.
Alpo.
Yep, sure do miss you, buddy. You and your lovely wife, Florine. And we keep talking about it. We need to get together versus reading about one of us in the newspaper.
We're in this top of the hour here, aren't we? When we come back, we need to talk about our buddy, I think.
Yep. Yeah, Ronnie retired from being a sheriff.
Oh, yeah?
Yep. Now he's, I think, driving, operating cranes or tractors or big rigs or something. He's doing something. Probably coaching softball, too.
Doesn't he have a daughter that's a really good softball player?
Yeah, I think he's got, Florine's got him and Florine have a couple of girls in there doing that.
Yes, Kurt, him, and Alan Gorell, is that how you say that? Sang Cindy Green, Mississippi Queen in the hallway. LOL. To me, was so funny. How about that, huh? You guys have great memories.
Oh, I'm telling you, I went to school with some of the greatest guys: Kim Ball, Gene Hilliard, Ronnie Bentley, Craig Hargrove, Charlie Davis, Mark Blackburn. Man, we had just great people at school. We all cut for each other. We never fought. Ronnie and I never got into a fight. We were all really, really good buddies. Me and Charlie and Mark and all the guys that hung together, we never fought each other. We were always buddies. But Ronnie, I think Ronnie dated Brenda Bosherry through school. Or Vanessa. I forgot. Well, anyway, he was a pretty boy. He had all the pretty girls.
Some of us are lucky like that.
Yeah. Yeah, he was that little sly devil. He just, you'd be dating a girl, next thing you know, Ronnie had his arm around her.
Don't turn your back.
Yeah, and he was that thick body. You didn't want to make Ronnie mad.
You had it both going for him.
Yeah,
Right?
him and his brother Jim. And, yeah, I mean, I can name so many people in our class, you know.
Also want to let everybody know that if you'd like to have a T-shirt, the Automotive Edge Radio Show T-shirt, you can email me at bocarver@hotmail.com and let me know what size and color you want. And if you do, you need to make sure that you put the size and whether you want black or white.
BoCarver@hotmail.com and send me your size. Now, we have large, extra large, and double XL. And we got short sleeve and long sleeve, black and white. And just send me your information. Send it to BoCarver@hotmail.com, and I'll get your shirts in the mail to you with some keychains, some other stuff.
I just popped that up here on the Facebook feed, BoCarver@hotmail.com. Make sure you put your name, too, because a lot of times the emails don't match up to the name.
Yeah.
So be sure you put your name, your address, size, color, the whole data, and then we'll get it out to you. Ron Weiss says he received his shirt yesterday. Thanks again.
Good, good, good. (214-787-1190) is the number. If you got a question about where to go, who to see, what to do, any make or model car, go to theautomotiveedge.com, click on Ask Kurt, leave me your name and number, or give us a call here on the show, 214-787-1190. And here's another beautiful friend of ours, Susan Fackler. So we got Ronnie, and we have Cindy and Charlie, and now Susan. And Susan Fackler was a girl that I always wanted to date, and she would never date me.
You got a list of those.
And I actually had, I remember I had that combination to her locker, and I left her a Christmas gift in her locker, and I used to shove little notes up in the little vents, on the locker,
Right.
and leave her notes. And yeah, we were best of friends, and that was it. I couldn't even get a date with her.
Well, she knew where to stop.
Yeah, she knew where to draw the line.
Yeah, it's a good move.
Yeah, dear friend my whole life, Susan Fackler, and anyway, I can still see her sweet smile in the hallways, and we're good buddies. Her and her sister Danette, and her brother Harry, and her sister been married to Ronnie for golly, ever and ever and ever and ever and ever. High school
Wow.
sweethearts. So yeah, lived down the street from my mom for years. So I want to thank everybody from Irving, all the people joining us, Ronnie Weiss. Glad you got your new shirt. If you want an Automotive Edge T-shirt, Bo Carver at hotmail.com. It's on the screen.
And but they're on the radio. They may not see the screen. So it's BOCARVER, Bo Carver at hotmail.com. Email me your name and size of the shirt. It's a T-shirt, and it's large, extra large, or double XL available, right?
Yeah, large, XL, and double XL.
And black or white, long or short sleeve.
Yeah, we got the key change. We're packaging it all up, and we'll mail it to you. Be sure to put your name, not just your email, but make sure you put your name, and we'll get that mailed out to you. We mailed out a dozen shirts and keychains last week, and everybody finally got them. So anyway, enjoy. And thanks for joining us here on the Automotive Edge Radio Show. This segment of the show is brought to you by Eldorado Chevrolet, 7-time Chevy Dealer of the Year. If you're looking for a car, small SUV, large SUV, pickup trucks, the new Colorado Z2 is out. They have a gold one on their lot that just blew me away. I was out there the other day taking pictures and going through their inventory, and then it comes down to the place. You want to find new roads in a new vehicle? It's a Chevrolet. It's Eldorado Chevrolet, 380 and 75 in McKinney. You can find them online 24/7 at EldoradoChevy.com. That's EldoradoChevy.com. My buddy Jesse Lawing and Rusty are both there at the sales desk. They want to come out and meet you, talk to you, and help you out and streamline buying an automobile. And the guy next door, Justin Griffin, he ain't playing around. He putting all the money in the trades. In fact, he does a lot of buying for me when people call in for appraisals. The place, Eldorado Chevy. See why they are 7-time Chevy Dealer of the Year, whether you're buying, kicking tires, leasing. They even got a barbershop there for a haircut. They got it all. EldoradoChevy.com. So let's see.
Before we get into that,
Yes.
I've got to bring up something that was shocking to me that I found out just a couple of nights ago. And I don't know, for the most part, some of you folk that have listened to us on the Facebook feed and even on radio, because we've brought his name up quite a few times. He was a regular listener to the Automotive Edge. Every Saturday morning, he'd be on his back porch out in East Texas drinking coffee. I think he lived by the lake. I can't remember what lake. And it just hadn't heard from him in a couple, 2 or 3 weeks on our show, because he was always making good comments. Very knowledgeable.
And always looking up stuff and sending it to us, doing research for us.
He was our Google guy. I mean,
He was.
When we needed something, he would Google it and let us know what it was. Great sense of humor, very knowledgeable about vehicles. But I found out that we passed away the latter part of December. and his name is David Altum. For you folk that were regular listeners here on Facebook, you may remember that name, and maybe even on the radio if you've tuned in. He was very special. We never met him personally, but we felt like of all the weeks and actually years that he would follow us on our radio show and Facebook feed, that he was like a buddy.
Yeah.
And we had a lot of conversations, interaction on our show. And he passed away, and just want to send a shout out to his family. It's sad to see these kind of things, but he will be definitely remembered to us as a very special person for the Automotive Edge radio show. David Altum, you will definitely be missed, my friend.
You will. He was never in person, but always with us in spirit and heart, and we'd be talking about stuff. He'd correct us, and he'd post things for us, and he had questions, and then we'd have a question, and he'd just jump on and research it and shoot us over the answer. And for years, David Altum was a part of the show. So
great personality.
You will be dearly missed. We
Yes.
know that God got another angel.
Yep.
And condolences to the family. You will be missed. David Altum, one of the all-time loyal listeners of the Automotive Edge radio show.
And we have Kelsey Sakala tuned in. She said, "Good morning,
Kelsey.
fellas. Hope you're having a wonderful weekend so far." We are, because we are getting the best, most gorgeous weather you could ask for here in North Texas this weekend.
That's right. Sunshine. Yesterday was 80 degrees. And then what's nice, it cools off at night. I had the bedroom windows open, cooling down the
Yeah,
house.
how about that?
Yeah, really, really nice.
Cindy Beauclair says she remembers that. So sorry to hear. I remember seeing his name in comments. Sincere condolences. Yes.
Yep. All right.
So none of the rest of y'all need to stay with us. Don't go away.
That's right. Don't do nothing. There was a question that was sent to me, and I wanted to hit that one more time because the lady, her and her husband said they didn't understand where I was going, and asked and said that I kind of confused them about credit scores and buying cars, and I want to clarify that, because what I did was I was talking about how things are rated with the banks. You have deep subprime, you have subprime. The T-shirts are free, Cindy. You don't have to pay anything. Just send me your address, and we'll get them over to you. Large, extra large, double XL, white or black. So you have deep subprime, which is 300 to 500. Subprime, 501 to 600. Non-prime, which is 601 to 660. Prime, 661 to 780. And super prime, which is 781 to 850, which is your credit score on Equifax and Experian. I don't know anybody that uses TransUnion. I don't. I think just lending for homes or whatever uses TransUnion, furniture stores, whatever. But the dealers use Equifax and Experian, and that's a combined score. They never, ever, ever use the free credit reports. Never, ever, ever. Because they're so skewed. And people come in and they go, "Hey, I printed this off and I got a 760," and then we pull it and they got a 600. So, and a lot of that is to entice you to buy all these different credit cards and buy products and everything. Just go on there and try to get it, and look what you have to go through to get that score. You're actually able to pull your score yearly without affecting your score. The government passed a law years ago, so you can go in and pull your Equifax and Experian. It doesn't affect your score, and then look at it. And then if you have a question, you don't know how to read your bureau, if you go to my website, theautomotiveedge.com, there's my cell number. You can call me, and I'll go through your credit bureau with you. Because even though this is not carved in stone, I mean, the way they list the categories is when you have super prime, prime, non-prime, subprime, deep subprime. Those are carved in stone on how they score it, but there are people with low scores that can move up to different levels. I think right now Ford has levels 1 through 8. A lot of them have 1 through 4. And I've seen people that, here's how it works. You go to a dealership and you give them your social security number. And then the desk manager, he punches that in. It goes to Equifax and Experian. He gets the report. Okay? And then he's looking at the numbers, and it says, okay, 660. and he's looking through everything, and he sees that you don't have any charge-offs, you don't have any repossessions, you don't have any slow pays, but you have a 660. Well, why is that a 660? Two reasons: either new credit or debt. Your debt to income has brought your score down, which means that you have a lot going out and a little left over. But there are people, and this happened to me when my scores were in the 600s. I said, well, I know they're in the 600s, but I just got through paying off $6,000 in debt. And then they said, do you have proof of it? And I said, I do. So I brought them in the proof, and they looked at it, and so I moved to a tier 1. So the bank saw that the notes were paid off, but it wasn't reflective on my bureau yet, which pushed it up to like a 722, 725, whatever it was. And so the bank goes, oh, wait a minute. Yeah, we see that there is no lien. He's got the payoff. And so I brought in the letters saying account closed or account paid, and that went over. So what did that do? It raised my income against my debt, which means that I had more coming in and less going out. And so they put this together and took it to the bank, and I went from a 4.9 rate to a 0. So that's the way it works. Don't think that, well, I've got a 660, I'm going to get a bad rate. Why is your credit score 660?
1 minute.
So there's different factors where the dealerships can look at your bureau and then question you. You just got to be able to back up everything you say. There's a lot of people that say a bunch of stuff, but then they can't back it up, and then the bank's going to stick with their call on probably a higher rate. But everything that you can prove that, well, yeah, I already sent in that payment, that's paid off, I haven't got my release of lien, whatever the case may be, but you got documentation, that bank is going to give you a better rate because they know that it is a good cashable contract that is going to get paid. So the score doesn't always mandate the rate.
30 seconds.
It's just a starting point for somebody, finance director, to go back and go, hey, Kurt paid this, this, and this. We have the documentation. His debt to ratio is actually 60-40. Bum, you get a better rate. So there's ways to work a credit score. You just got to be at the right dealership. 214-787-1190 is the number. That's 214-787-1190. Let's take a quick break. Follow us on the Automotive Edge Facebook page. Kurt Chase on the YouTube channel. We'll be right back.
And thanks, everybody, for being with us on our show today. I got a question. We got a lot of people tuned in, so I'm getting a little antsy about making this move at the top of the hour. We were discussing whether or not to, since we changed radio stations at 10 a.m., to maybe rebooting the Facebook page. And if we did that, you followers that are tuned in now, would you come back on with us, or would we lose you? I'd like to know the answer to that, because we do have a lot of followers right now, and I don't want to lose you if you won't come back. We just reboot it to where we're basically, since we're on YouTube as well, it allows us to have more opportunities to be presented out there on these different connections. And just wanted to see what you felt about that. If we keep a good followers here and y'all don't want to do that, then we may not do it. Because we got a lot of followers right now. Mark says y'all can't get rid of me.
Yeah, you go, big guy.
It would just end, this particular segment would end that we're doing now, and then it would pop up again that we're back on live. So you would see that again. And she said, yes, she would like that. Cindy Beauclair said yes. So Charles Davis is tuned in.
Hey, Charlie Davis.
So we may give that a shot. He says, good morning, Kurt and Bo. So that's what our plan is we'll end this at the top of the hour. And then when we change radio stations, we'll reboot the Facebook feed and the YouTube feed and just
Mike says I'm good.
Good. Awesome. Appreciate it. Appreciate all the comments. I don't want to do it to hurt anybody.
Yes, he does. Bo's always
looking
rattling
for
the
trouble.
Cage. He's always kicking the dog.
Well, sometimes those dogs need to be kicked. I got 5 of them at the house. I don't kick them, by the way. Yeah, I'd be thrown out. And Ronnie says, I'll be back. Well, we don't want the show to ever be taken off either, Gerald. Thanks for those comments. We appreciate that. Cindy watches Facebook on her phone. I'm sure a lot of people do that. I'm watching 2 segments right here on my phone. And Kurt's on his phone.
And the laptop.
And the laptop. Well, we're doing the feed off the laptop.
Yeah, my electric bill's spinning. That meter out there is just flying. All these electronics.
These don't pull that much. They don't pull much at all.
We got amps and Focusrite and machines and.
Michael says, I'm listening while working on the house. How about that? I appreciate the show wherever it is.
That's my buddy.
And then now they're starting to communicate with each other. Charles is saying.
Yeah, we all went to school. Me and
Mark
Charlie and Mark and
right.
Mike and Cindy and
He's saying hi to everybody.
Susan and Ronnie and
He's taking roll.
Brian Bartley. Why not a podcast? We're gonna be doing podcasts.
We're moving that way. There's discussions
podcast
about
is
that.
coming up.
Working on that. We're now on YouTube.
Two 214-787-1190 is the number. That's 214-787-1190. It's the Automotive Edge Radio Show, helping you with all your automotive needs, whether you're buying, selling, trading, leasing, parts, service, or body shop. We are here to help. Go to theautomotiveedge.com, click on Ask Kurt, leave me your name and number. I'll give you a phone call, and we will help you out and make sure your automotive needs are taken care of. It's just that simple. I've been doing this for 36 years now, and there's not a connection that I don't have in the auto industry, regardless of the make or model. And this week was a really busy week. I've never searched for more used vehicles ever, unless it's been graduation time, trying to find vehicles, and a lot of large vehicles, a lot of people movers, a lot of Expedition and Escalades and Tahoes and Suburbans and big rigs. A lot of people are saying, hey, I want to go ahead and get a big rig. And a lot of people, what's really interesting is how many people during COVID, the kids couldn't go to school, so everything was done remote, and they were traveling all over the United States and doing all their work online. And a lot of people are still in that habit. Unbelievable. And a lot of the people that I talk to that are buying these Suburbans and the Yukons and Tahoes and Expeditions, all these SUVs, when I get to talking to them, I always say, was this something you did previously? And they said, yeah, once COVID hit and we were working remote and the kids working remote, we just started enjoying the United States and traveling around. And so that seems to be a big thing now. And this week, it was unbelievable how many people called me for a pre-owned SUV.
Well, you can see why.
Not pickup trucks, for travel trailers. That was last few years, but now it's SUVs, and everybody's wanting a third row.
Well, when you figure that these vehicles nowadays are so well made, you can look at a lot of 3, 4, 5-year-old vehicles and go, it looks brand new. It's just they just seem to be so well made that people trust. I think now, I believe more than ever, going to a pre-owned vehicle than they might have done many moons ago. You know what I mean?
Yep. Well, there's a big misnomer. There's a lot of people out there that only buy pre-owned with high mileage if it's an import. But if it's a domestic, other than pickup trucks, they want to buy. They say, well, I trust Toyota and Honda and Mazda and Lexus and Acura with higher mileage if it's an import, but I don't with domestic. And I want to clear the air on that. There are so many great domestic products out there, but here again it comes to how well the car was taken care of and maintained. Because I'm seeing a lot of old domestic vehicles popping in the market. I saw one the other day. I went and looked at it. It was a Ford Taurus. They don't even sell the Ford Taurus anymore. And this car had 68,000 miles on it. It was 10 years old, and this thing was mint. And the detail on their maintenance and everything on it. And this thing has another 100,000 miles worth of life, easy, based on you taking care of it the way the previous person did. Now, I get it. If you back up, pre-2000, there's a big domination between longevity between import and domestic.
But that's conditioning. I mean, that's what happens when we even talk about this, how people hate going to buy a vehicle because of the experiences they've had in the past years ago. It lingers and it carries with them when they've had a bad experience, several years ago or 10, 12, 15 years ago. I don't want to go deal with it. But times have changed, and people, especially our sponsors, it's not the way it used to be of going in and buying a car. But it still stays
or the
with
product. You maybe had a bad experience with the product and go, I'll never buy it again.
Correct. That's true.
Let me tell you, it's like that song Michael Jackson used to sing, "One bad apple don't spoil the whole bunch."
That's true.
And so somebody has a bad experience, they make everything bad. They bought a Chevrolet and they had a problem. All Chevys are bad. Or they bought a Ford or whatever the case may be. They're all bad. That's just not the case. You got to realize that when we talked last week about how many components and parts it takes to build a brand new vehicle, 30,000, all the different vendors. Remember, the manufacturers don't make the parts. They reach out to all of these different companies. They find the best suppliers with the best products, hopefully, and then they send it to the factory and they assemble them. That's why they're called assembly plants. They're not part plants. They're not engine plants. They're not tire plants. They're assembly plants. So they go to all these different vendors, bring it all together, and set up assembly. And so a lot of people, I hear all the cliches and everything about different vehicles. I'll never buy that vehicle again. Well, that's okay. I get it. People draw a line in the sand very quickly, but nobody builds a bad vehicle these days. There's so many great products out there, and I still have a lot of people go, well, I only buy American. I get it. I only buy imports because they last the longest. I get it. But in today's market, I'm seeing these newer vehicles come in that are just unbelievable. I'm just blown away that people draw that line in the sand, and when I give them a list, they're like, no, 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 no. Why? Well, my dad told me, or my grandfather, or my sister, or my brother, and that car fell apart. Well, that's not what's going on these days, because now they don't have carburetors anymore, and everything is run through a computer, and everything is, if you look underneath the hood, a lot of it's covered with a big plastic plenum, and you don't see anything except for your dipsticks. You open it up and you see like 4 different things in yellow. Your reservoirs for your fluids, your oil dipstick, your battery. That's the only things that are visual. Everything else is covered up for the most part, and they've simplified this. So when you pull it in the shop, they just plug into the computer and go, okay, what needs to be done other than the oil changes or your fluid replacements? What's going on with the rest of the car? Are all the cylinders firing properly? Are the pistons working right? Is the transmission gears flowing right? All of this is done through software. And so I have a hard time when I tell people the Malibu. When I tell so many people it's one of the last big cars left is the Chevy Malibu, and they're going, isn't that a rent car? Well, yeah. So is everything else. You can rent everything out there.
Right, of course.
So my son went and drove the Malibu and bought it.
Yeah, I know. He loved it too, didn't he?
Yep. And then that guy was on the cell phone and hit him and knocked the whole front of the car off and saved my son's life. When you saw the damage done to that car, it saved his life. And so,
spoke highly of that car.
Yeah. So there's a lot of great cars out there. Stop with what moms and dads and grandparents or friends had to say. Go out and drive the automobile yourself and see what your butt feels good in. And you get in the car and you're looking around over your left and right shoulder, what has blind spots and what doesn't. Forget all the stories you've been told in the past.
How the seats adjust, how you fit in it, how the steering wheel works, how does all those kind of things. I mean, it makes a big difference, and that's why you tell people all the time, drive the car for a while before you buy it. Don't just get on the highway and take a little quick spin and call it a day.
Yeah, I've had so many people that have bought products that they would have never bought before.
1 minute.
And they bought it, and they're wow factors, and now they're hooked, and they're going, hey, I appreciate you telling me about. But it's amazing, when you go luxury, they have a different mindset.
Right.
So they wouldn't buy a GM product, but they'd buy a Cadillac Escalade. They wouldn't buy a Ford product, but they'd buy a Lincoln. They think that luxury makes it so much better. That's not the case. You got to understand that it's the same company, but just a different platform team with more goodies on it. But there are so many great vehicles, but you need to spend the time driving. And we can set that up for you. You don't need your Social Security number. You're not going to be pressured. And get out and test drive, because people are building some great vehicles out there. And I drive them all the time, and I'm blown away by what's coming down the pipeline. We're going to be talking about a bunch of them
30
coming up
seconds.
here on the Automotive Edge Radio Show. Let's take a quick break. Thanks, everybody, for joining us on the Facebook pages. We'll be right back.
Well, Terry says, appreciated the T-shirt. And all of you folk out there that's gotten a T-shirt, if you will email me.
Terry Anderson?
No, Terry Patton.
Oh, Terry Patton, yeah.
I need to get Terry Anderson one.
Yep.
Yeah, I need to get him one. I'll need to find out what he wants, color and size and all that. But if you'll email me a picture of y'all wearing those shirts, we would appreciate it, because we can post it on our website and post it on our Facebook pages and let everybody know about the Automotive Edge and what we're doing here. So if you don't mind doing that, that's bocarver@hotmail.com. So if you could let everybody know that, we're here to help them with their automotive needs, that's what we're all about. And the only way to do that is to get people to know about what we're doing.
I wonder, Charlie, if you got your shirts out there in Lubbock. I sent him some the other day. I sent him several.
Well, both of them are talking about not shooting the balloon that's running around now. Do you know about the balloon?
There's another one?
Supposedly.
Wow.
He said his hadn't arrived Pony Express yet.
No. Well, everybody else got theirs, so you should be there.
Should be coming maybe today.
Any day. Yep.
And Mark, have a great day. Appreciate you tuning in.
That's right. Good morning, Scott. Thanks for joining us here on the Automotive Ed Radio Show feed here at home base. So next week we're going to be at Driver's Edge in Garland, and they're giving away some you need to come out and register. They're giving away some oil changes, giving away a set of free tires.
Whoa.
They got a bunch of drawings all day long out there on the George Bush. We'll be posting the location.
Pretty sweet.
But we'll be out there Saturday from 8 to noon. That's going to be a haul for you. That's a cross country drive.
I may spend the night there. I may ask them if I can sleep inside this. Got a little cot and I can stay.
Yeah, I got to drive out there next week.
Yeah, Garland's not an easy place to get to from where I live either.
Boy, I went out there the other day to see my buddies. I was telling you about his business.
Right.
And boy, oh boy, that 635 is a beating. That thing's been under construction now for 12 years and still not done. 12 years. 635, they put up the big Mixmaster. So from 75 going west, they have the upstairs and the downstairs and the big high five and all of that. But going east, what a disaster. And so I'm driving.
And that's the way I'll be going.
Yeah, I was driving east and no traffic at all. Coming west, what a total beating. Well, you got to get on the George Bush.
Right.
You got to pay the tolls to get it. I was
which is going to be about $50 for me. And Gary Coker says Karen would like a large pink. So maybe you can come up with a pink for her. She's going through chemo treatments. She just finished round 2 yesterday.
Did I send Gary some shirts?
You sent Gary Coker his shirt.
Okay, Gary's.
I have his address.
Okay, yeah, I'll get you a pink one.
And it's a large.
And you want a large pink.
Yeah.
Okay, you need to write that. I need to write that
Yeah.
down.
Large pink. You want long sleeve or short sleeve?
Gary Coker.
Can you
large.
get a long or
pink.
short? Large or long in each one?
Huh?
Can you get long sleeve or short sleeve in each one? Or
Yeah, whatever he wants.
okay.
We'll take care of it. Two 214-787-1190 is the number. That's 214-787-1190. It's the Automotive Edge Radio Show, helping you with all your automotive needs. This segment of the show is brought to you by Norm Reed's Honda Superstore. I was talking to Richard, general manager out there, and we're going to be there. Get this, on March 16th, the new Honda Prologue is going to be there for you to test drive. It's their first ZEV vehicle. And so you want to come out and check it out. It's going to be there to test drive and take a look at it, plus the full line of Hondas. But in the meantime, between now and then, if you're looking for a Honda, there is the Honda store, the one that we endorse, the one that we know everybody there, from sales to service, and that's Norm Reed's Honda Superstore, North Richland Hills, where they have great lease programs year-round. They have great sales year-round, and they have a full line of product right now on their lot. And then certified, let's say, I don't want to buy a new one. I want to buy pre-owned. Everybody has that mindset. Don't want to pay the depreciation. They have certified CPOs on the lot, which extends out the powertrain warranty and some bumper-to-bumper warranty. And then they've got a good cornucopia of other products out there. Great mix. The place, Norm Reed's Honda Superstore, North Richland Hills, right there at 820 and 26. Stop in and let them know you're listening to the Automotive Edge Radio Show. And, man, they have that nice cafe there, too. Man, they're making bagels and paninis and sandwiches.
By the time lunch rolls, by noon rolls around, we're getting a whiff of good food smell there, I can tell you that.
Yeah, because they feed all the employees and all the guests that are there. They have a big cafe, a waiting area, TVs, and really make it enjoyable to relax. They got a kids area, too, there, a play area for the moms and dads can turn them loose and enjoy getting your car serviced. It's a one-stop shop. The place, Norm Reed's Honda Superstore, North Richland Hills, online all the time at normreeveshondanrh.com. That's normreeveshondanrh.com. So let's talk about what's coming down the pipeline. The new Honda Prologue is coming up in March 15th. It will be there at Norm Reed's Honda Superstore, North Richland Hills. We'll be there on the 16th. Talking all about it. I'm going to go a couple days ahead and drive it. And then Acura is coming out with their version of it, which is called the ZDX. And that'll be launched in December. So you got Honda coming out first with the Prologue, and then the ZDX will be coming behind it. And then the CRV fuel cell is coming out. And I am so excited to see them coming out with fuel cell and not going battery. And it's going to be a limited supply. And they've had that car out in California for many, 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 many years. And they put it out there, and it was $600 a month lease for a 3-year lease. And it's done very, very, very well. It's exceeded all expectations. So you're going to see Honda really going fuel cell versus battery, which is going to be absolutely.
Can you explain the fuel cell?
Well, the fuel cell is going to be a natural gas. It's not going to be a battery, and it's not going to be an ICE car, which are internal combustion engine. It's going to be a fuel cell, and all the specifications and everything I'll have.
Is that similar to a hybrid? I mean,
no, it's its own fuel cell source. Well, I sent you the picture. Remember the video I sent you where he pulls the fuel cell out?
Oh, yeah.
They fill it, and then they put it back in.
Oh, yeah. That's going to be awesome.
So that's coming out.
Wow.
And here again, it's going to be, the reason that it's going to be a slow release is because you have to prepare the infrastructure.
Correct.
But preparing that infrastructure is going to be so much better then, because we have all the natural gas that we need versus all the charging stations that are faltering. Right. 80% of them need to be repaired, or they're broken or messed up, or whatever the case may be.
Well, are the land places that's going to be bearing batteries.
Yeah, and what's coming out the exhaust is clean, 100% clean. So anyway, we'll be talking about that. And then the big push is going to be hybrid technology. a lot of people have pulled back on electrification. The big joint venture, everybody was excited about seeing GM and Toyota come together. All that has been pulled back because everybody's going hybrid. Right now, hybrid is the bomb. Like all the Toyota Siennas, all hybrid. And now people are picking hybrid over just a straight ICE car. You know, the hybrid system is regenerative. You hit it, and so you got the backup power with the battery, and you have the gasoline. And people are loving hybrid technology, which should have been done anyway. Forget the batteries. Hybrid technology and what's coming out the exhaust is the way to go, where it's not putting a burden on the American people. It's saving us billions of dollars because all these companies, every time I turn around, the government's writing a check to some battery company and they're calling it a loan, but they're going bankrupt, so the loan never gets repaid. And remember something, that's our money. The government doesn't make money. They take money, and too much of it, and waste too much of it, and we get the end result, which is nothing but debt. And so now they're helping these battery companies where, you know what, if you want to get into the game, you go to the bank and you take out a loan. Let the bank be the one that is getting the brunt end of it, not the American people, and design and build whatever you want. But the government getting involved is just a bad, bad, bad thing. Anytime they're involved in your business, it's bad. And so,
and they're about to be really bad here around April 15th.
Yep. So the technology that they're coming out with, this hybrid technology, which Toyota was up in the forefront with the Prius when they launched it, and it just continues to grow. So hybrid technology is the boom, and it's coming down very, very quickly. Here's something. This blew me away. The new Ram pickup truck. It's called the Tungsten. And I got to tell you what.
The Tungsten.
When they came out with the T-Rex, and we were there
Right.
last week.
But oh, wow.
$125,000.
Ooh, $127.50.
What a truck.
Monster, but that thing was gorgeous.
Oh.
Oh my gosh.
Everything about it. And that's a lot of money.
So
That's a lot of money.
what's this tongue one gonna be?
So get this. The new Tungsten is going to be their elite luxury pickup truck. Now, this one, if you go back to the last time they built a luxury pickup truck, do you remember what it was called?
No.
The Lincoln Blackwood.
Okay. I didn't.
And so they came out with this Blackwood, which was a Ford with all the goodies on it, which is what a Lincoln is.
Right.
And they loaded this thing up with everything. It was the Cadillac of pickup trucks, but they called it the Lincoln Blackwood. And they sold. I had several friends that bought one. You couldn't even get your hands on it. That was the cat's meow. Well, now Ram is coming out, and I don't know where I did not do the research. My bad on why they came up with the Tungsten, but they want one that expresses luxury. For people that aren't going to be towing stuff, not a fifth wheel, not trailers, not boats. I mean, you could use it for that. It's going to have plenty of towing capabilities, but just want that truck that's just bad to the bone.
A luxury truck.
A luxury truck. So Stellantis is coming out with the Tungsten, and the customer is going to start out at $90,000 for a pickup truck.
Ronnie Lawrence Swain says, Bo, I should buy it with my out-of-pocket money.
There you go.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. When you look at these pickup trucks, this is unbelievable. Because I remember I was selling trucks. We were selling a Ford Ranger for $89.95. We were selling F-150s for $14,995. And then the Super Cab come out, and they were $18,995. And now you look at the Silverado High Country, $68,000. The GMC Denali Crew, $72,000. F-150 Platinum, $76,000. King Ranch, $76,000. The Tundra Capstone, their top line, $80,000. And now you got the Ram Tungsten coming in at $89,000. So get this.
You should do that
Now-
when you're doing the You know, what do they call auction guys?
Yeah.
I got a 90, I got a 95, I got it.
So how many speakers, now you think about the cabin of a pickup truck, how many speakers can you pack into a pickup truck?
And a regular pickup truck?
Yeah, we think a dozen.
Probably at the most.
Yeah. How about 23? So get this. 24-way adjustable seat. Now you always have first you had the 4-way, then you had the 6-way, then you had the 8-way adjustable.
1 minute.
Then you had the 10-way in the luxury brands. Now they got 24-way
So
adjustable
it's basically a rocker.
with a 23-speaker sound system, level 2 automated driving that allows hands off. I don't get that.
No, me neither.
Wow. Coming out to a dealership near
So
you.
you're going to drive a $90,000 truck without your hands on the wheel. That's pretty dangerous, isn't it?
Yep, it's got the 3-liter Hurricane inline 6 turbocharged engine, which is going to come out 540
30
horsepower,
seconds.
Wow.
replacing the V8 Hemi. And so there you go. These trucks are getting out of hand.
Boy, are they ever. Wow.
I just wish I had the money to buy one.
No joke.
Yeah. 214-787-1190 is the number. That's 214-787-1190. We got one more segment, and then we'll be flipping over to 97.1 The Freak. So don't go away. We'll be right back.
And Facebook. We're having a great show today. Appreciate all your comments. Gerald Way said, I listen to all AM radio shows and podcasts. So we're working on that. We've added YouTube in case you haven't heard and just jumped in to join us here on our Facebook feed. That's the Automotive Edge radio show Facebook feed. And we also are on the sister Facebook page, which is Shifting Gears. So you can follow us there, either one. And then, of course, we've shared it on our personal pages.
Well, Ronnie, when you buy that truck, man, you need to you know what we're going to do? Here's what I'm going to do.
He wants me to buy it out of my pocket money.
Oh, he wants you. Bo could buy it.
Yeah, I
not
can
him.
buy
Bo
it.
could
I'll
buy it.
pocket
I got
money.
you.
Yeah, well, I'll be out there on the corner raising money.
I found all my GoPro equipment, and we're actually going to start doing some ride and drives.
Yeah,
Like you saw on my,
right. I brought that up
my
to you.
YouTube.
Yeah,
And
since
we're
we got
going to
YouTube.
be, me and Bo going to do some road trips and do some videos and podcasts inside the truck.
inside different cars, maybe too.
Yeah,
Huh?
cars and trucks and trucks and cars.
Terry Patton said he's interested in a Kia Soul. Any comments?
Yeah. I got to tell you, if you go back when it first came out, I didn't get it. But now it's still its own entity. When it comes by, you know what it is. You don't ever go, what is that? You know it's a Kia Soul. You know, and when they had the, the dancing guinea pigs or rats or whatever they were, that took that thing to a whole new level. When I got in one and drove it, I actually was blown away by the comfort and the ride and drive and the handling of it. So I'll be right back.
All right. Well, and we are. He'll finish that comment about that here in just a couple of minutes, but I want to let you know that right now YouTube, we're live on YouTube right now. If you go to YouTube and search Kurt Chase, you should see us popped up on there because we are live currently on YouTube as well as the other Facebook pages. We're going to be doing some fun things throughout that. So we just want to make sure you guys know how to find us and where to reach us and let people know. Yeah, we need to come out there. Maybe we'll make a trip out there, Charlie. That'd be kind of cool. Make a little road trip out to Lubbock. Charles Davis wants us to make a trip out to Lubbock. Do a drive by. Can you put us up for the night, Charlie? I'm sure he won't have a problem with that.
We'll sit out there at Charlie's house and do a radio show.
That'd be awesome. We
I'd
could.
do it.
Easy peasy. Take our own internet with
Me,
us.
you, Big Charlie, and his beautiful wife out there, Tammy, and
Bring our own internet.
will she cook us up some biscuits and gravy, Charlie? I love biscuits and gravy. I like sausage gravy.
Remember to finish Terry about the Kia Soul.
Okay, years ago, the Kia Soul, the value on it stunk. When people pulled up, the first thing you said, how much do you owe on it? Because nobody wanted it. Now, the residuals are so high on that product The resale is phenomenal, and Tata Motors has built a great product. And I got a buddy, Jesse Hull, who owns Classic Kia Carrollton, and I can hook you up with a great price on it. I like that car. Two 214-787-1190 is the number. That's 214-787-1190. This segment of the show is brought to you by Grapevine Ford, home of the love it or leave it promise. You don't absolutely love that vehicle when you get it home, bring it back. Bring it back. We've had so many people, I think probably a dozen, that got it home, surprised the wife, or loaded it up, did a mock travel, and went, ruh-roh, not enough room, brought it back, and upgraded. Or one of the wives didn't like the color. She wanted the blackout edition, and he brought it back and said, hey, my wife wants that one. Cameron took care of them. Done. I had a buddy that bought a truck for his company, and on Monday he went, that's not going to work. Hollered at Cameron, brought it back, got the right commercial truck. Done. They want to make sure that you don't have buyer's remorse, that when you buy a product and you're spending this kind of money, you're happy. The place, Grapevine Ford, home of the love it or leave it promise. Right now, it is truck month. They're taking 10,000 plus off of F-150s, and it's not either or, and 1.9 for 72 months. So when you're driving off the lot, you're in an equity situation and only paying 1.9% financing. You can't go wrong. Beat the bank. Get the love it or leave it promise, and the only place for that is Grapevine Ford, right there between Texan Trail and Main Street on Highway 114 in Grapevine, or search them online at grapevineford.com. Okay, what do we got here? I want to hit something real quick. I'm going to be hitting this coming up the next show. I get a lot of calls for classic cars to appraise classic cars, and what do I think about buying classic cars. One thing I will not do is tell you how or when to invest in classic cars. It's not good for me to say, yeah, buy that car, you can make money on it. I don't do that. I don't, and I never will. I will always tell you what to put down to be in an equity situation. I will tell you the ones I like and don't like, but you still need to drive it. It's all about you, not me, because I'm a visual guy. Some people are more technical. They look at things differently. So when it comes to the classic area, I will tell you this. I did a bunch of research over this last week, and I don't know why so many people are calling me going, hey, I found this Mustang, I found this Camaro, or I found this old pickup truck. Is it making money? Will I do good on this? That is the hardest car to buy because of all the resto mods and how people reconditioned it, rebuilt it. Was it a full documented frame-off restoration?
You're just talking about there's a lot of data there that could be a sway one way or the other.
Yes, that all matching numbers.
Right.
How well was the restoration done? Incredible. I mean,
it's similar to like buying a piece of art.
Right.
What your value of that is really what it comes down to.
What do they say? Beauty's in the eye of the beholder.
Yeah.
Because I have people that buy stuff and they way overpay it, but it's what they wanted. They don't care.
Correct, of course.
But here's where the money is. Get this. In 2022, this was incredible. I had no idea. In 2020, $14 to $15 billion traded hands in classic vehicle sales.
Wow. That is.
Billion. Not million, billion.
Well, when you go out to the Connors Car Show in April and see, there'll be like over 600 vehicles and all classic.
Millions of dollars out there.
Millions of dollars sitting out there. It does make sense like that. But to hear it, it's shocking.
Well, get this. They're expecting in 2024, with all the auctions that are going on, the Mecum auctions and all the high-end auctions all around, $18.7 billion will change hands in classic car sales.
I think Jay Leno has about half of those.
So here's the thing. They said in 2022 the prices came down 5.7%. But here again, that's a very, very odd number because when you look up when they went up 10, 15, 18, 22%, then you back down to 5.7%, they're still making money based on what you're buying. But you really need to have somebody there to look at it. Ralph and I went to the Mecum auction, and we're walking through. He goes, "What do you think? What do you think?" And I'm looking through the car, and I'm reading all the papers. Well, this is a resto mod. This wasn't done right. The paint job stinks. Or, you really, really got to know what you're doing out there, which I'm still green behind the ears when it comes to that. But I've got the best in the business to help me with it. The cars of the 70s is where the sweet honey holes are, where everybody needs to go fishing. That's where the money is in these auctions. And the top ones were the Plymouth Roadrunners, the Plymouth Satellites, and the Plymouth Barracudas, the Dodge Chargers, very certain model Corvettes. I saw one, the Daytona 500 pace car that went through there, sold for $6,500. But then you get a split bubble back, and it went for $1 million. It all depends on the year, how many were made. There's so many factors on it, and then how much of it stayed original. The Chevelles, my gosh, you get your SSs and your big 454, your big blocks and everything. Those things are bringing rain. And then what's really, really jumped up in there is the 70, and then we say the 70s, from 70 to 79, pickup trucks.
1 minute.
These flat-nosed pickup trucks are killing it based on all original and how the vehicle was restored. Now, a lot of people are putting the LT1 motors in them and things like that, but then it becomes how well the rest of the body was done on that vehicle and who did it. So for everybody that's calling me, I do have the connections to put you with the right people, but they said, what's the sweet spot? And it's the year of the 70s that are just killing it right now in the classic market.
We got to go.
Well, hey, we're going to flip stations. We're going over to 97.1 The Freak, so everybody flip your radio stations or just continue to join us here on all the different live feeds.
We're shutting it down, rebooting.
Okay, so Bo's going to shut everything down and reboot it. So everybody, it's going to blink, but then just jump back on and join it.
You'll get another refeed. So see how it rolls. We're hoping it'll work.
That's right. Maddie, great job. 2 more hours coming up on 97.1 The Freak. So don't go away because we're going to be flipping everything around, and we'll be right back. We love you, and we'll be right back.